Hey guys, it's PJ. Um, Sorry I haven't posted a video in the last couple days. Um, it's been crazy. Um, I lost my pastor, um, this past Monday. So, uh, my family and my church family were, just taking some time to honor him and what he meant to us, and then his celebration of life service was this past Sunday, so I've been a little busy. But anyway, I'll get back into that a little bit later. But let's jump into this video. Um, I think what I'm gonna do is this video is going to be one of about 3 that I do, um, because one of the main questions I get is what I want to do as a career. Um, so this first video, or this series, is gonna be about what I want to do, and how I'm gonna get there, and the support system I have come to call my own to help me get to my goal. Um, so, step 1 in the series: what do I want to do as a career? Well, as I mentioned in my Who I Am video, um, back at the beginning of this channel, I want to get into disability ministry full time after college. I'm already a volunteer, sort of an intern, for lack of a better term, for a local disability ministry, and I think I might put the link to our website in the video, so watch out for that popping up in a corner here relatively soon. But what I do now is I'm a special needs ministry intern. I help go talk to churches about how to make accessible areas for disabled congregation members and or visitors. I also help train WANA leaders, and which is a big youth program for those of you who don't know what a WANA is. It's kind of like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, but it's kind of faith-based. But anyway, and then I also help churches themselves. We train them to not only make their facilities accessible, but start programs that aren't segregated, but include disabled parishioners in the normal inclusive congregation on Sundays and Wednesdays. But I don't just want to stay at my local level. I want to get national and international. And the ministry I want to work for is actually the shirt I'm wearing. even though it's backwards and upside down. Um, it is Johnny and Friends. So, if you've ever heard of Johnny Erickson Tata, um, you might know what Johnny and Friends is. If you haven't heard of her, um, she is a quadriplegic, which means she's paralyzed from the neck down. She has no use of her arms or legs, and she can't feel any of those extremities. She can basically move her neck. Um, Lost my train of thought. Sorry. Um, but what she does that is so amazing outside of her ministry is she paints with her mouth. Um, I actually met her in 2002 because her ministry puts on um, family retreats for um, families affected by disability. Um, that's just one arm of her uh, ministry. But I actually got to meet her, and while my family attended this week-long um, family retreat, and we got to hear about what she does and what her ministry does, which is basically um, equip the disabled community and the non-disabled community. Um, the non-disabled community, her ministry has programs that equip churches just like the ministry I work for here at home does. But also, her ministry has tools for the disabled community to better advocate for themselves and minister to our own population. So I want to work for her ministry full time after college. I've already spent 2 years um, volunteering for one of her regional offices because um, the ministry itself is based out of Thousand Oaks, California, which is where she now lives, her and her husband. But they also have regional offices all over the country. And I've had the pleasure of volunteering for the Chicago office with my parents. As a 7, 8 year old kid, I would help collect equipment. But in recent years, I've had the honor and pleasure of volunteering at a family retreat for the office in Jackson, Mississippi, which the office itself was only about an hour and 45 minutes from my home in Meridian, Mississippi when we lived there. I have never been to the office itself, but over the years I've forged really strong relationships with the office staff. In the past 2 summers, I've been able to give back to the um, family retreat side of the ministry, which did so much for my family when I was younger. I've been able to impart that that happiness in that week of relaxation to parents of kids with disabilities or other family members. It's not just kids. Um, but then I also am in the process of um, being an intern for another one of those regional offices um, through a program that Johnny and Friends has called Cause for Life. It takes college and high school students that are interested in disability ministry and possibly making it a career and spending having them spend time in another country where they do aid work like Africa or South American country, or you can be an intern at a local office or at your home office outside of LA and Thousand Oaks. So, hopefully this summer, after 2 years of trying and stuff falling through, I will be a intern for Johnny and Friends in their greater Philadelphia office in um, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I don't know when I'm going to leave yet, but I was going to go last summer and stuff happened to where I couldn't go. So I've already got my money that I would have to have raised to go out there for about 6 weeks and really get my feet. Well, my feet are already wet working here at home and as a camp volunteer, but get my head underwater, for a lack of a better term. So, that I will keep you guys updated on over the next couple months. I finished my school year in the middle of May, so or beginning to middle of May. I'm not quite sure yet. So hopefully, sometime toward the end of May or beginning of June, I will be in Philadelphia. Fingers crossed. So if you guys could pray about that, that would be huge help. So yeah, that's what I want to do as a career. Um, I also want to bring my wheelchair sports into my disability ministry. I don't know if I mentioned um, me being, or actually, I know I did because I mentioned the Paralympics, which start tomorrow. Hey, shout out to the Paralympics in Rio. To all my friends who are there, and I actually have one former coach um, out there as well. So it should be a fun 2 weeks watching all that stuff. But I'm kind of getting off topic again. I do that a lot. Um, so yeah, the disability ministry aspect of my life has been something I wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm getting to the point where that looks more and more like it's going to happen. So I'm kind of getting excited as to how God leads and what doors He opens through this part of my journey. And I'm excited to have you guys along with me to share and for you guys to see what the disability ministry world looks like, and to see if any of you would enjoy something like that. So if you are involved in a disability ministry or want to do disability ministry, comment below and let me know what it is you do or want to do, because it's always nice to branch out and to meet other people who are in the same realm as far as career or even volunteer work. And if you're in the East Tennessee, North Georgia area like I am, let me know, and I can maybe hook you up with some of the resources. I know if you're just starting out or you're looking for a place to volunteer. So like I said, this next video, these next couple videos are kind of gonna be connected, and as to the topic of the different aspects of disability ministry and what I've learned you need to be successful in my short time period of being more involved in a more sorry, can't talk all of a sudden, in-depth way, because not only is it something I want to do, I felt like I needed to do it, and I pulled a lot of late nights and a lot of early mornings going to different places to speak, and different disability conventions and stuff. In fact, when I was living with my grandparents when we first moved to Chattanooga, my boss and I, for the ministry I volunteer for, we do a lot of our stuff at night. So it would sometimes be 10:30, 11, 11:30, sometimes even closer to midnight before I would walk into my door and finally get to go to bed. And one night my grandmother asked me, "Why are you working so much? Why are you putting so much time into this?" Because volunteering is what I did in the time frame that I finished high school and actually started college in October of last year. So she asked me why I was working so hard and all that stuff, and I came up with an answer that has kind of become my creed over the last 2 years since then, and that's that disability never sleeps, and I know that as much as well as anybody. So if I have the opportunity to go to a church or talk to a family or talk to a kid with disability, I'm not gonna sleep till the job's done, because just because you go to bed doesn't mean your disability clocks out for 12 hours. disability ministry is not like a normal 9 to 5 job. It's 24/7, 365. And you have to be ready to go at a moment's notice because you don't know what opportunities God's going to give you and who you're going to touch and how what you do will affect them and how what you do may show somebody else that hasn't had the opportunity or or a reason to get involved with disability ministry. Something you may do or say may spur them to get involved. So that's why I do what I do, and work as hard as I do. Like, when I found out my pastor died, I found out on last Monday afternoon. Last Thursday evening, I was at a Bible study I helped coordinate for families, and not just families, but people who want to understand disability and disability ministry more. And I was there because I knew he would want me there. I knew no matter what I had in my brain and what I was thinking about or how little sleep I had gotten the previous nights before, I knew that being there and supporting the Bible study group that over the last couple weeks I have become friends with, I needed to be there. I didn't need or I didn't have an excuse. Could I have stayed home and grieved the loss of a friend and mentor in private? Yes, I could have asked my boss, hey, can I stay home? But I didn't. Because I knew that he would want me there. I knew I needed to be there. I wasn't going to let my Bible study group down. Because that's not the way I am. That's not the way my mom and even my dad, before he left the picture, raised me. So I wouldn't say that disability ministry is all I ever do, because it's not. I'm your typical 21-year-old. I go out to lunch with friends. I goof off. I go to college. But there have been times where I've lived and breathed disability ministry for like 3 days straight. On very little sleep, lots of caffeine, but as bad as I may feel afterwards, as wiped out as I am, I know that that's what I'm supposed to do, because that's what I feel God leading me towards. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to ask anybody to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. So, this video is getting extremely long, so I am going to end it here, and then in the next video I think I'm going to talk about the importance of mentors in my journey. Since I've talked about my pastor a little bit in this video, he was a very instrumental part of my life the last year. So that the next video, I got the idea to do that video because of him and as another way to honor him. So that's what's coming up in the next video. And like I said, I'm going to try to put a couple links in this video. I apologize ahead of time if they do not work. Like I already said, I'm still trying to figure some of this YouTube stuff out. So if they are not there, if they don't pop up, or if they're not in the description below, and you're interested in the ministry I work for now, or Johnny and Friends, because I'll also put the link to their website in this video in some way. If you're interested in either one of those and they're not there, put that in the comment section and I will put those out and get those to you as quickly as possible. And if you haven't already and you want to learn more about my life living with a disability and how my faith in God can affect my outlook on things, click the subscribe button. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button. And if you want to know anything else about my life or my life with a disability or disability in general, leave that in the comment section because I'm looking for ideas for future videos. And who knows, your idea may end up turning into a future video, and I may start answering some questions in videos. Not quite sure yet, so if you have a question, leave that in the comment section. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope God is blessing your life, and remember, we can do all things through Christ because He strengthens us. So I will see you guys later, and keep those heads up. Thanks, guys.